Greetings! Let me see you wave, everybody. Perfect, that's how I know you're listening. My name is Mr. LaScala. I'm the art teacher here at ECDC. I'm going to be reading a book to you today. The reason you're seeing me is because I'm on YouTube, so this is our virtual classroom. And you're watching me because I wasn't able to get a connection, or I was sick, or maybe you were sick, or you weren't able to tune into the entire episode, which is great that we have this forum on YouTube, so we're able to fast forward, rewind, or even pause. You could work on this over the weekend. You could work on it with a family or a friend, whoever you're with. It doesn't matter to me, just as long as you're having fun creating. Speaking of creating, we are going to be creating our very own picture. It's going to be really loose on how I teach this one. You're going to be able to decide what shape you're going to do and what you're going to make and what you're going to create. And I'm going to help guide you in that direction. The bulk of my lesson is going to be paint usage. Okay, we are not going to be using paint, but you are in kindergarten. You need to know how to use paint, and it's good to know, especially if you're at home and you want to paint. Okay, the first thing you're going to know is that you need an adult to paint, and at least to help you get set up, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. We are going to also have a book and 2 5-minute breaks. Okay, without further ado, as they say, we are going to jump right into the book called What Do You Do with an Idea? Okay, we have the spine, that's this. We have the cover of the jacket, that's this. I'm going to take mine off. Okay. You have the dedication page and the title page. What do you do with an idea? Written by Kobe Yamada and illustrated by May Beeson. One day, I had an idea. Where did it come from? Why is it here? I wondered, what do you do with an idea? At first, I didn't think much of it. It seemed kind of strange and fragile. I didn't know what to do with it, so I just walked away from it. I acted like it didn't belong to me. But it followed me. I worried what others would think. What would people say about my idea? I kept it to myself. I hid it away and I didn't talk about it. I tried to act like everything was the same as it was before my idea even showed up. But there was something magical about my idea. I had to admit, I felt better and happier when it was around. It wanted food. It wanted to play. Actually, it wanted a lot of attention. It grew bigger and we became friends. I showed it to other people, even though I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid that if people saw it, they would laugh at it. I was afraid they would think it was silly, and many of them actually did. They said it was no good. They said it was too weird. They said it was a waste of time, and that it would never become anything. And at first, I believed them. I actually thought about giving up on my idea. I almost listened to them. But then I realized, what do they really know? This is my idea. I thought, no one knows it like I do, and it's okay if it's different and weird and maybe a little crazy. I decided to protect it, to care for it. I fed it good food. I worked with it. I played with it. but most of all, I give it my attention. My idea grew, and so did my love for it. I built it a new house, one with an open roof, where it could look up at the stars, a place where it could be safe to dream. I liked being with my idea. It made me feel more alive, like I could do anything. It encouraged me to think big, and then to think bigger. It shared its secrets with me. It showed me how I could walk on my hands, because, it said, it is good to have the ability to see things differently. I couldn't imagine my life without it. Then one day, something amazing happened. My idea changed right before my very eyes. It spread its wings, it took flight and burst into the sky. I don't know how to describe it, but it went from being here to being everywhere. It wasn't just a part of me anymore, it was now a part of everything. And then I realized what to do with an idea. You change the world. The end. Round of applause. Behind the head. Very good. Arms stiff. Double thumbs up. What was that book about? That's right. That book was about an idea and what you could do with an idea, and that you shouldn't suppress your idea. Suppress means put it away. You should work with your idea. Come up with a great idea. If you have an idea, run with that idea. I don't mean actually run, but take it to the next level. Don't be afraid. Never be afraid. Never give up. Just because other people think the idea is silly or crazy or weird doesn't mean they're right. Remember, not even adults are always right. So, we are going to be mixing paint, and then we're going to create our very own idea. All right? So, the first of the 5-minute breaks is starting now. I'm going to set the 5-minute timer on the Pokey Parakeet timer. So when that red disappears, it's time to come back to your seat. Take your headphones off or your headset off. Unplug it even so you can hear the alarm beep. Stay on mute. And if you are watching this from home, you can fast forward till that timer beeps. It should be about 4 minutes and 48 seconds from now. right, time to come back to your screen. All right, I am back. We're going to put the Pokey Parakeet away, and we are going to go over a lot of different things for painting. Okay, first, you shouldn't be painting alone. You should have an adult with you, or even an older brother, or a responsible older sister, or a cousin. Someone who lives in your household is fine, that will be able to help you, okay? If they're 2 years older than you, it might not be a great idea. So make sure you go over it with your adult, over what's the best way to start painting. Okay, you will need a smock. It could be an apron, or it could be a big oversized shirt. Just turn it around, turn it inside out, use the reverse side of it. Could be an undershirt, could be a button-down shirt like I'm wearing, and you just wear it backwards. It could just be a t-shirt, right? It should be bigger than your actual clothes, so you can put it on over your shirts, over your clothes, over your blouse, okay? And if it's really big, that's cool. You can always do a knot in the back if it's a t-shirt or even a golf shirt, something like that. And you need to have a smock for the most time. If you're working with paint, you should definitely use a smock. Now, we're going to be using Q-tips. Okay, that's a Q-tip. This is going to be our paintbrush. But I wanted to introduce you to other kinds of paintbrushes. Some are like sponges. Some are like our watercolor brush. This is good for water paints. This is a typical one. This is great for mixing and painting with. You could use this for a lot of different kinds of paint, including tempera, which is what we're working with. I enjoy working with tempera because it is washable. You could wash it out, and it's also non-toxic. I also like acrylic for the same reasons, but it is a little more expensive, so I prefer the tempera paint. Feel free to use whatever paint the adult lets you use. Please don't use house paint. All right, and our last brush that I have is even bigger. This is what they call a chubby brush because it's got a big bristle here. This is perfect, okay? Especially if you're going to be painting on a big piece of paper, all right? If you have a big piece of paper, you can put it down on an easel, or you can just put it on the table. Kitchen table usually is fine. If you have a paper mat underneath it, like a newsprint newspaper, or something like that, or a tablecloth, a disposable tablecloth is even better. And remember, you can get those at the dollar store or even the grocery store if you want to pay a little more. But piece of plastic is fine. I was painting the other day, and I used a garbage bag. I put a garbage bag down, and I was painting with a garbage bag underneath my canvas, just so I didn't get any paint on the floor. I was painting on the floor with a garbage bag. That's another thing. As long as it's a flat surface, it's almost anywhere you can go. So I would prefer the kitchen table, all right, because that's also easy cleanup. When cleaning up paint, just a wet paper towel after you get the big stuff up. Use a dry paper towel to get the wet stuff up. Then you can use a wet paper towel. And if you have something that's already dried on there, magic eraser is phenomenal. I've gotten so much paint and crayon and marker off of my kitchen wall just by using a magic eraser. All right, so we're going to put these down and we're going to get started with our paint mixing. I unfortunately do not have my smock, but I suggest using one yourself. I'm going to be using this. What is it? Paper plate. I'm going to be using this to mix colors together. So I'm going to kind of put it down here, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm creating without it falling. I hope it doesn't slam closed. Maybe I'll use my timer so it doesn't shut on me. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to mix the colors. Black, and white, and you tell me, what do I get when I mix black and white? Let's find out. I think you're right. So when we mix black and white together, we get, that's right, gray. These are great. What can you color gray? A hippopotamus? An elephant? Absolutely. Okay. The next color is going to be, well, you tell me. We're going to use this one and this one. Blue and red. What does blue and red make? That's right. Let's find out. Let's see. First, we have the red. Now the blue. There we have it, red and blue. So we mix the red and blue together, and we get see it there in the middle? Give yourself a pat on the back if you knew it was going to be purple. All right, so we have red and red and yellow. What does red and yellow make? That's right. We have orange. Red and yellow makes orange. Now, the last one. Yellow and blue. Let's see. That's right. Yellow and blue makes green. All right. So, if you're ever out of colors, just use the primary colors. Red and blue makes green. Yellow and red makes orange. Blue and red makes purple. You can even use white and red to make pink, or you can combine all the colors of the rainbow to make brown. That's basic color mixing. I hope you had a little fun there. Let's see. Here's my palette. Do you know what a palette is? A palette is a place where you put all your colors that you're going to use to paint. So I have my colors all represented here, or at least the ones I'm going to use. And I'm going to quickly show you a tree, because we have green. I'm going to use the back for the sun, which is going to be orange. I'm going to use blue for the waves. Purple for a boat. And red for the sail. And there we have a nice little scene. And maybe I can make some more water go on here. There we go. All right. And red is dripping into our sun. Blue. Very cool. I hope you guys had fun. Whenever you're painting, have a paper towel ready, just in case. You never know. Also, I like to have a cup of water ready if I'm using a brush. When you're done, just put it in there so it doesn't dry up. It's a lot easier to clean your brush when it's still wet. When you are finished, have an adult help you clean up. When you wash your brush, you just rinse it off first, okay? You just put it on the warm water with soap, just like your hands. And you go like this. You never want to give it a bad hair day and squish the brush. Oh, no. You just want to go with the flow of the bristles just to get it off. All right? I hope you guys had fun with that. It's now time for our second break. Let me get the Pokey Parakeet timer. And take a screen break. Get up, get moving, do some finger exercises. I'll see you again in about 5 minutes. All right, come on back. Okay, we are going to now draw a picture from our imagination. Okay, we're going to come up with some ideas, and we're going to try to draw it. And it could be any idea. You could just go off now and just work on whatever you would want to, or I can get this cool idea box. Oh no, my ideas have just spilled. Okay, and this will basically guide us in a direction. Okay, since I cannot come up with some ideas, I'm going to pull little ideas out and tell you what they say. All right, let's see. What would be a good idea to draw? Metallic. How about a robot? Okay, we're going to draw a robot. Where should the robot be? Noodle. A robot on the planet Mac and Cheese. Cool. All right, so I'm going to start by getting my paper. It's going to be a landscape, so we hold it this direction. Remember what we call it? That's right, call that horizontal, or you could say landscape. Now, when you're working, you want to have it off to the side so that you can see me while you're drawing. This isn't necessarily step by step, because if you already have an idea that's not this, I want you to run with it. I want you to go with it, okay? But my idea of a metallic robot on the planet macaroni and cheese, let's say, is something you could follow along with if you really want to. So first, we're going to need to have a robot. Let's see if we can find a shape. Brick. Rectangle. Okay, a rectangular metallic robot on the planet Mac and Cheese. That's a cool idea. Let's get started. We'll start with our rectangle. Rectangle has how many sides? That's right. 4. And if you take a look, I overshot over here, so I'm actually going to turn it into another rectangle. And maybe a rectangle head. Rectangle eyes, sure. Yours does not have to look like this. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. Brick feet. Definitely need to have brick feet if it's a brick shape. So this is a bunch of rectangles. And that's totally rad. Let's do rectangle arms. Let's have a fork in his hand. He's on a planet of mac and cheese, right? Macaroni. Let's have a fork in his hand. Giant fork. Macaroni noodle. Macaroni noodles everywhere. Let's turn it into a macaroni pile. Okay, show up your picture so I can take a look. What does it look like so far? Very nice. Now, what do you think we should do? We should have some kind of background like a tree or like a building or something, right? Over here, something like that. Let's get the idea box. Wall. Okay. We're going to make a wall. Oh, this is a great opportunity for me to show you how to make bricks. We're going to make a brick wall. Okay. So, to make a brick wall, just draw lines like this. It's going to be like a Humpty Dumpty type of wall. All right? You draw lines that turn them into rectangles. And then on the first line, it's all rectangles. Then you go down to the second line, you put lines in between that, and then lines in between that. And there we have a Humpty Dumpty type of a wall. Maybe we should try to draw something else. Let's see what we can come up with. pudding. Pudding. Mac and cheese and pudding. Oh, this is like a lunch planet. Let's do a pudding fountain. Pudding fountain. Put a pudding fountain coming out. The brick is turned into a pudding fountain. Our wall is a pudding fountain. So, pick your color. Pudding doesn't have to be chocolate or vanilla. It could be tapioca. Let's make a tapioca. I was totally gonna go chocolate. Chocolate's my favorite, but now that I came up with the idea of tapioca, rice pudding, it's very similar. Let's totally do that. Okay, let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna be shooting straight up and towering down. Pieces of chunky tapioca rice. Let's say it was rice pudding. There's our rice pudding. Oh my gosh. Oh, the fun we have in art class. So there's our fountain of rice pudding, we'll call it. What should go on the inside? I'm almost afraid to find out. There it is. We're having fun with the idea box. Fire engine. Okay, let's see if we can make a fire engine inside of our robot. Okay. Ooh. Let's do the front. Yeah, okay. Let's do the front of a fire engine. This way it kind of looks like a robot. Okay, check this out. For a fire engine, for the front of the fire engine, first I have to have the wheels. We're going to make them black. We're going to use everything out. We're going to outline it in black. But we need to have 2 wheels that are colored in black. One here, one here. All right, I'm going to put hubcaps on. Okay. All right, I'm going to make the axle. Now, just a line straight across is fine. Then, from this side, I'm going to go up. Kind of make a square type of a box. Then, we're going to make lights. The hose out the front. Remember the nose nozzle comes out the front. Lights on the top. Speakers. Oh, wow, that looks like a good one. And over here, we're going to have our ladder. We're going to have some hoses on the side. We're going to have buttons on the other side. connections, whatever. And we need to have our two big windows. Oh, that's so cool. You couldn't even tell that it's not, I mean, when you know that it's a fire truck, you can see the fire truck. We can color that in black. We'll color it red and blue for the lights. I think that's police, but definitely red. Maybe we should make the whole thing red. Yeah? Wow. Okay, so this is my picture so far. I want you to maybe add something over here, whatever your imagination comes up with. If you have a silly idea, go with it. A weird idea, run with it. If you have a idea you don't think anyone would like, that's okay. Put it here. Make it school appropriate, but put it right here. It'll be so much fun. All right, I'm going to leave this. I'm going to leave you for now. Color it in however you want. I'm going to try to color my robot gray or silver or metallic colored. And I want you to have a great week. All right? So please make sure you say thank you to the adult that's with you right now. Very nice. And keep creating, keep drawing, keep coloring. Have a wonderful day and a great week.